there's no need to get anywhere for any specific reason.
You live from day to day, so and get whatever you need as and when you can.
Go for a casual walk.
Is there anything you wish to do whilst doing this walk?
Yes. While we're walking, I'd like to do a spot check for any food any animals that I could possibly try and catch.
Okay. You don't have your bow with you.
I don't have my bow with me, so let's do some foraging. We need to try and find some food because I've only got a couple of bits of cacti left.
So make. Your nature is 3 ranks with the intelligent modifier,
which is -1
or +1 if Simon looks.
Let's go for the +1.
I can say it. Yeah. It's like because you're a team, you know.
You were a team. That's good. So come on, boy. Let's try and find some food.
He's like, and he sort of starts sort of almost zigzagging. He covers like 4 or 5 times the distance you do. So every sort of, you're walking and looking, and he's sort of over here, over there, over here, scampering about.
Crit fail.
You spend all day walking along, and you're sort of like, there's nothing here. Even Simon just keeps sort of shoving his face in a corner, which seems promising. You go, and sort of another corner. You find absolutely nothing.
Wow.
And as the day passes, you shelter during the heat of the day. And how do you want to approach the cliff face, which is the top? Actually, are you going to go down to the sand and approach along the desert, or are you going to approach from the top of the cliff? Because you can choose to go down to the desert long before you ever arrive at the village, so you can approach from the bottom edge of the cliff, or you could go along the top edge of the cliff and climb down.
Do I know which would be the most direct route to my cave?
Yes, and it would be to go along the top of the cliff. It's about a 500 foot cliff, and your cave's about 100 feet up it.
I think that would be the best bet.
And you also know that most people live sort of, your cave's quite high and a little bit further away from everybody else's, because, well, they turn their backs on you.
So yes, let's do that.
And what time? So are you going before sunset, around sunset, or are you waiting until it's actually like night time and dark?
I think, well, by the time we would get there, well, we've rested in the midday.
And it'll be like you have 2 hours of sunlight roughly left by the time you get there, maybe an hour.
Let's take a little bit longer so we can try and get to my cave under the cover of darkness.
Okay.
I'm still quite affected by, almost being literally punched to death. People, they were all out of their caves, they've seen me, there was this big commotion, I was chased, so I don't want any more interaction. So I'm just going to take my time and try and get to my cave at dusk, maybe, or as the light's going down.
Okay. So as the sun is setting down over the mountains, the night draws in as the shadows of the mountains reach out across the desert, and you're at the top of the cliff. It's just dark. It's a cloudy night, so as the sun sets and sort of clouds seem to roil in from the mountains over the edge of the desert, and it blocks out the moon and the stars. And so the night sets in really dark, but you're very familiar with this cliff face. Sure. You know your way up and down it like the back of your hand. Make a stealth check.
I should have really said that. But I did say I was trying not to be noticed. 16. Oh, Dex, eh? 16.
Okay. Make one for Simon as well. Okay.
Ooh, 18.
So he's literally properly to heal. He's very careful. He stays just behind you, like a pace behind you, and you're both like shadows in the night. You sneak down into your cave, retrieve your bow and arrows and your firewood, which gives you enough firewood to light 2 fires for like, it'd be like 2 fires for like enough to cook, boil water or what have you. You also retrieve a small cooking pot that you have. It's the only metal item you possess, and it's just, you know, it's a small metal cauldron with a couple of like handles, so you could, or like a 2. It's a cast iron black thing. It's quite heavy, but it's the only metal item you possess. And then what do you do?
I'm not sure what to do, boy. I don't think we can stay here much longer.
No.
Yes, you're very right. I feel somewhat drawn upwards. What do you think, boy?
Oh.
There was a... What say we go on an adventure? Why don't we go up the sandy path that we've never been up before and see what's up there?
You're like, oh.
Shall we do that?
Oh.
I don't think there's much left for us in this part of the world anymore. Simon, I'm a bit worried about us if the other villagers come across us again. I think we're going to have to find a new home.
And he just sort of nuzzles up against you a little bit.
Yeah. Shall we go find a new home, boy? Oh yes, let's do that. Oh, it is night time, isn't it?
It's getting colder.
Shall we go in the morning, boy?
Oh.
Yeah. I think we can risk staying in this cave one more night.
Oh.
I think we should, because it's very cold, and I don't think we can survive throughout the night in the cold without a fire.
Yeah. Also, you can collect your furs as well. So.
Oh yeah, no, we have
Yeah.
have the fur. Okay, let's do that, boy. Let's do that. Are you hungry? Some cacti? I knew you would say that. Oh.
He doesn't exactly eat it the same way he eats the meat. He just sort of chews on it and swallows.
Oh, I'm sorry, boy. I'm sorry. We'll get some meat
He looks
soon.
at you like he really does understand.
We'll get some meat soon.
He's used to this occasional cactus diet.
So...
Are you lighting a fire?
I would like to make an assessment to see if I think we could survive the night without a fire. How cold is it?
Make an intelligence.
It would
check.
be in nature, maybe, or
It would be it would be survival. Do you have? Actually, that's something you do have. Because you've been surviving by yourself, and you've got a 6 in him. So you'd be rank 6. Have you got a wisdom mod?
Nope.
That's good. So you're plus 6 on that.
okay. I'll put that.
Yeah, it's a little bit random, but it's
No, that's
it's
cool.
it's just the best way to reward these things, because it's like stuff that you're doing, stuff that you do well. You get points.
Trying to survive, man.
And you've managed to survive for 30 whole years.
Alright. Can I last the night without any fire?
Yes.
Fantastic.
You think if you just snuggle up with Simon in the things, it won't be the best night's sleep ever, but you'll be fine.
Should be fine. Okay.
And at least you won't attract any attention.
Okay. So, we're going to keep the firewood, Simon, and just to be safe. Just to be safe. So at this point, it's what?
It's getting late. It's like 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, so it's well after dusk. Okay.
When would you like to wake up? Would you like to wake up when it's still dark? Like just have a light kip and try and get yourself rousted, or are you just going to have the best night's sleep you can have?
I think. See, what I want is probably very different to what might happen. Well, the most obvious thing to do is under cover of darkness. But it's been a very long day. We haven't had hardly any food. We're not going to have any heat. So I say we're going to go first light.
First light.
First light.
You're just going to wake up, and go.
Break of dawn.
Okay.
First light.
You sleep through the night. It's a bit of a fitful sleep, and it's a bit cold. And you and Simon are snuggled close together. And you wrap the furs as closely around you as you can. And you wake up in the morning, and it's the crack of dawn. What do you do? Because essentially you're pretty out of. You don't have any food left.
Got nothing. Yeah. We're gonna have to go find some food. Are you hungry, boy? You hungry? Hey? Whoa! Well, we're gonna have to go find some food, but nice and quiet, okay?
Make sneak checks.
So I'll gather all my stuff. Are you ready, boy? Nice and quiet. 2 for me, okay. And 15.
Okay.
For Simon.
As you're coming out of your cave, sort of peering about, making sure nobody's about, you start seeing some people emerging for the day. A lot of people in this area, everybody pretty much gets up at this time. And you think to yourself, I probably should just get a move on. So you're heading up into the mountains, or are you heading out into the desert?
Up into the mountains.
Okay.
We want to take the sandy path.
Okay. So you take the now well-trodden path that you've taken back up the cliffs, and follow the cliffs round and up to the sandy path. Resting again from the midday heat under the place where you met the Carrion. And do you want to make perception checks for?
We need food. We desperately need food. Would that be a spot? Yeah.
No, it would be survival.
Survival.
Which is just this down.
All right. So this is for me. Come on, let's woohoo!
Okay. You
19.
Spot further up the path ahead of you. You see circling vultures, and you know from past that this normally means that there's probably something to eat there, because then probably you know that they are waiting. If they are circling, they're not landing, that they are waiting for some larger predator to leave something that they've caught. Often at least something the size of a goat, maybe something bigger. Which means there'll be a good amount of meat there.
Goat, you say?
Don't mock a goat. It's the most eaten meat in the world.
No, so I was going to show you, something about goats licking my face. Farting fire. Okay, so how far can I assess where these? How far do I have to travel?
You would have to travel a little bit past where you camped.
Okay.
After taking Carrion up to where she laid herself to rest.
Okay. So we should go that way, I think. What do you think, Simon? Fancy some meat? Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Okay. But we have to go quietly, because there's still people around here. We don't want us to know.
You're by the time you're up into the mountain, you're about what?
Oh, there's no
10, 12 miles away from the village now.
Cool.
You know that most people forage out into the desert. You're very much desert people. Some people hunt along the cliff edge, but very few people stray up towards the mountains.
Okay.
It's kind of a place where people are scared to go. It's forbidden voodoo. Voodoo. We don't know what's up there, and we're a bit scared. This is a local place for local people. That kind of a village.
Okay. So, but we are having to go up.
Yeah, if you follow the path, if you follow that, that's roughly. It'll take you closer to where you see the vultures circling.
Okay, let's follow the pass. Let's follow the pass. Oh, and I did pick up everything from the cave. My bow, my wood, my everything.
Yeah. This time, because you were already gathering mission, I accepted that. You pass up the pass, past where the nook where you slept after taking Carrion up the mountain, and the path gets narrower at first, and you're sort of coming through a gorge, and then you see that the vultures are sort of up and to your left, circling. Make a spot check.
4.
Make a spot check for Simon.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah, 16.
Simon sniffs the air and sort of looks and kind of makes himself small next to you and shuffles against your leg. So you make an animal handling to try and see.
What is it, boy? What do you see?
Hang on a second. Animal again. You have that. Oh, you've got 6 in that as well. So you've got 6 in that. Cool. And it's plus charisma. What's your charisma more?
Nothing.
That's cool. At least it's not negative. So roll to interpret.
What is it, boy? What's wrong? Ooh, 17.
He is clearly aware of something that you're not that frightens him a little bit. And it's distinctly over where the area the vultures are circling. So you're pretty certain that there's a predator of some nature which is still actually on whatever it's called.
Okay. I turn and I say to Simon, you stay here. Wait.
And he's like,
wait.
oh.
And I move silently up to, just to try and sort of like get a little peek to see what exactly is this predator. 6. Move silently.
Okay.
I'm gonna get attacked by a snow leopard, aren't I? Did I heal, by the way, from sleeping?
Yes, you would have done over the past couple of days.
It was only
so
2.
Yeah.
2 more, so back up to 6.
Okay. What you see as you come out from the path, right? And you're trying to climb quietly up a piece of a rocky escarpment, and sort of rocks start slipping away. And then you climb up to the ridge and sort of lay down and peer over, and you see a dead goat, which is partly eaten, but that's all you see.
Can I listen?
Yes.
Oh yes, 19.
You can
You hear nothing. The best roll of the night, of the day.
And you can hear sort of a low guttural, and you look to the other side, and you can sort of see that actually what appeared to be rocks at first is in fact the spotty coat of some kind of big cat. And it looks at you and growls, and then it sort of keeps an eye on you and starts chewing on the body again. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, I seem to have walked into the wrong room. I do apologise. I just kind of take that and just sort of very slowly, very definitely just move backwards. Very slowly.
You're like you're at the top of a climb, so you're going to start climbing back down.
Oh, did
literally, you've climbed. It's a rocky escarpment. You've had to go up to get up, and it's leveled off. And as you sort of peered over the top, it's an incline.
Okay.
It's not vertical. It's just an incline. So you sort of scrabbled your way up, and as you sort of heads cleared the top, you haven't seen anything, and you've heard this growl, and you see the corpse of the goat, and then you realise that actually there's a big cat still chewing on it.
I'm slowly back down.
Make perception checks or wisdom.
18.
As your sort of head's going back, it just seems to relax and go back to chewing.
Ooh.
And it just seems like it's completely indifferent to you.
Okay. I'd like to perch here for a while.
Okay.
To try and wait
just
until
so you can
just
stick
so
your
I
head
can-
up over.
Yeah, and just wait there.
How long for?
My intention is to wait till it goes, but let's say I wait.
If you just want to wait till it goes, because of your survival, you can wait until one of the vultures comes and lands.
Oh, of course, because I know
Because then
when
you'll
that
know
was-
that they
okay.
won't land. You know that they won't land
Of course.
until the big
So what I'll
ones
do
land.
is then instead of that, I'll climb back down to Simon.
Okay, and Simon sort of sat there incredibly patiently, bolt upright, like a little bit worried, and sort of, "You okay?" kind of look, and like comes over to you and sort of nuzzles against you.
Oh, we got some meat, boy! We've got some meat.
And after about 10-15 minutes, you realise that the vultures are starting to try and come down.
Great. And when I notice that, I say to Simon, "Right, this is our moment. Are you ready? Are you ready for some food, boy? Are you ready? All right, follow me. Come on." And I don't even bother to move silently or anything. I'm just so hungry. So hungry. That's my cue. I've seen it, and that's it. I'm up. Let's go.
Okay, so you just come and you're like making a big racket, and
So
you get up there,
hungry.
sort of all these vultures, and there's about a dozen landed, and like they're all sort of trying to tear away at it, and some of them are mauling at each other.
Okay.
They've surrounded the goat entirely. What are you doing?
I just in case. I draw my bow just in case.
Okay.
Just in case. Being packed by a vulture must be really bad.
You know, they have big sharp
Yeah.
beaks.
Talons as well, man.
Yeah.
Those things that gouge you.
I mean, they're big as well. You know, they stand like 3 feet tall, and you know, and that's with them hunched over. Their wingspans are like about 8 feet.
yeah, they're huge.
I mean, as you're there, sort of more start gliding down, and you can just see, and you just say, "Ooh!" But they do steer clear of you, and the ones which are eating occasionally look over at you as if like they're not sure whether you're coming over or whether you're a predator or not.
Well, I'm going to try and make as much noise as possible.
Okay.
I'm just going to try and
So what are you
scare them
actually-
away. I'm just gonna start screaming, "Hey! Rah! Get away from there! Rah!" Waving my bow. "Hey! Whoa, get away!"
Make an intimidation check.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
That was really
That
far.
was pretty good as well.
It's a 5.
Make one for Simon as well.
He starts
barking and
barking.
bounding about and doing this.
Go on, Simon. $16 for Simon.
Okay, so like as you're like, and they just keep on feasting, and Simon just sort of bounds up to them, sort of leaps up to them, and then leaps back and leaps forward, and most of them take off, but there's still like 5 trying to take the corpse pieces. The rest of the vultures don't seem to want to have a staying at bay now, and sort of like not quite sure whether they want to go forward. So are you doing anything about the last 5? And they're really shredding stuff off this carcass.
We could eat the vultures.
Yeah.
We could eat a vulture. I knock an arrow
Yep.
with this realization and thought, well, if we could always roast. We could have roast thing tonight. And I try and shoot the biggest one with
Okay.
an arrow.
Go for it.
All right.
You have advantage as well because they're really preoccupied with trying to eat the 5 which are there.
awesome.
They're just not paying any attention to you, any heed to you whatsoever. And you're only about 10 feet away from them now.
Yes.
That'll do it.
16 to hit.
Roll damage.
Damage. 26.
Actually, roll advantage anyway. Just in
Oh
case
yeah.
Not quite.
16 it is. 4 damage.
Okay, so you just knock an arrow and you keep on advancing. You get to pretty much point blank and just loose it into its body, and the arrow goes quite deep into its back, and it just sort of slumps to the ground. And its friends immediately start, the ones adjacent to it immediately start snatching at that as well as the ghost.
Start eating his own mate.
Yeah, they don't care. They're just like, it's dead. That's viable. That's fair game as far as we're concerned.
Let's try and take out all of these guys.
Okay, so that's
me.
one. Some of the other vultures, which had already backed off, take to wing and start flying off.
Right, let's go for it. 4.
Okay, so this time you loose an arrow at one of the ones which is snatching at it, but it's sort of in and out and hopping about, trying to get at it. Starts almost trying to drag the body of the one that you've dropped away from you.
Shit. Let's keep loosing arrows. 7 to hit.
Okay, so you've got, there's an arrow in one, there's an arrow sort of pinged off. Another arrow sort of just pings off. Hang on. 2 more of them take off, so now there's the dead one and there's just the one trying to drag the body away and one trying to eat the goat still.
Okay. Keep firing. Natural 20!
Okay, so this time you just loose into one and you immediately draw another arrow and just loose into another, and you just got 2, there's 3 dead vultures. The one that was trying to pull its friend away, you just arrow it straight into the chest and it just like slumps in front of you. You just immediately whip out another arrow, turn onto another one which is still on the goat and shoot that.
Cool.
The other vultures now seem like they just don't want anything to do with you. They're holding their distance, and it's like they keep on like running forward a bit, and like occasionally one will run forward and sort of take a beak into the goat and sort of rip and run back again. But they're leaving you to it.
Cool.
Make a survival check, actually. So +6.
Why? It's
I don't know.
only Reginald's roll.
It's
So
the
like
power of Reg.